Hello, Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I'm Naeem Abbas, Assistant Professor English at Government College Layya. Today we are going to discuss about greetings, self-introduction, etc. For example, you are traveling by bus or you are traveling by aeroplane and a person just sitting beside you, you have to talk to him. How would you like to start? What kinds of steps you have to take? This is very common. For example, first of all, you have to introduce yourself. Now there are so many ways to introduce yourself. You can start in the way, Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Myself, Naeem Abbas. I am from Pakistan, from Punjab, district Layya. I am serving as Assistant Professor English at Government College Layya. Or you are a businessman. First of all, you have to introduce yourself. For example, your name is Ali. You have to say, Hi, I am Ali. I am from Pakistan. I am going to Dubai. I am going to Saudi Arabia. I am going to England. Whatsoever place the airplane is going, you have to introduce yourself. I am Ali. I run a business of etc. What kind of business? If you are Jobian, you have to say, I am doing my job as whatsoever you are doing. Okay, first of all, you have to introduce yourself. I am Ali. I belong to Layya. I belong to Karol. I belong to Punjab, Pakistan, etc. You also have to say, I am just traveler. I am going for tourism. I am also tourist. Then you have to ask him, and you please. Now this is called courtesy. If you are talking to a person, there comes courtesy. Courtesy means you have to courteous. You have to use polite language in a polite manner. And you please. Probably he will say, I am Hassan. I am from Bangladesh, etc. I am also going to Dubai, I am also going to England, etc. He will introduce yourself. Now, how you have to start? More conversation. Okay, you want to engage himself and you want to engage yourself in just talking and conversation. First of all, you have to talk about weather. If this is summer season, you have to say, and you will say, it's very hot nowadays. But within plane you feel that there is chill because there will be a conditioned atmosphere. But generally you will talk that it's very hot nowadays. Probably he will also answer that yes, it's very hot. And you can start more conversation. Please introduce yourself fully. Do you run a business or you are a Jobian or etc. You can ask. Now think in that while you are speaking to a person, if he is an English person, if he is Persian, if he is whatsoever he is, you are gonna talk to him in English language. We can't take care of each and every word of grammar, etc. The most hindrance, the most obstacle in the way that how we pronounce to the people is that first of all, we take care of verb. Now, verb, it has its own importance, but the main thing is that you have to convey your message. Okay, there should be fluency in your conversation. Your accent should be accurate. It doesn't matter you have no good accent because you're not native speaker of English language. You don't belong to England. You don't belong to America, Australia, Canada, etc. Just you have your own register, you have your own accent. You don't have to concentrate that you should speak like the native speakers speak. When he'll ask you different question, if you're not able to answer, because we also have to improve our listening skill. If we are not good listener, we can't understand what the people say. If he is asking some question, if he is saying something and you're not gonna understand, I was discussing about listening. If you're not good listener, you could not understand what he's talking to you. Because when native speaker speaks, they always mix head and tail. For this, I can quote one example. I'll utter one sentence and you have to differentiate what I was saying. For example, when I say, I have a nice cake, now you can't understand what I'm saying. I'm just saying two things at the same time, simultaneously. I have a nice cake, I have an ice cake. Now again I'll speak, I have a nice cake. Now only native speakers can understand what I meant to. But I was talking about I have an ice cake. When I said it in fluency, you are not able to understand what I am saying. I have an ice cake. Now this sentence can generate two things. I have an ice cake, I have a nice cake. This is the same thing. Okay, you all have to be good listener. Okay, you should know what the native speaker says in their fluent manner. If the person whom you're talking to, if he utters such kinds of sentences and you're not going to understand, there is no hesitation to ask that sorry, I could not understand. Sorry, please could you repeat your question? There is courtesy. When you're asking that please repeat your question, I'm not able to understand. He will probably say it again. And he will say it in slow manner so that you could understand what he was saying. And now you have to listen to him. Another point, there is hell of difference between listening and hearing. I am going to elaborate it to make you clear that what is meant by listening and what is meant by hearing. For example, if you are sitting within your class premises and you are listening to a lecture, the lecture delivered by your teacher lecturer, he is delivering his lecture and you are fully concentrating on his own words, what he is uttering from his mouth, it means you are listening. And outside your classroom, there is noise pollution, traffic pollution, but you are hearing it because you are not gonna concentrate on noise pollution, but you are concentrating on the lecture, on the words spoken by your teacher. This is called listening. Okay, you have to be a good listener. In this way, you can understand the questions of your speaker. You can enhance your conversation in the way you can ask about his culture. In this way, you can ask, please tell me about your culture. Please tell me about your culture, values, your norms, your customs, your traditions. In this way, there will be started a conversation between you and he. He'll tell you about his culture, his norms, his values. Simultaneously, at the same time, he'll also ask, please tell me about your own culture. In this way, a confidence will creep into your personality and you would be able to be more confident. You will tell him about your own culture. When you will end telling him about your own culture, your own cultural values, your norms, tradition, you can ask him about his living standards, his food habits, because in Bangladesh we all know fish and rice, they are the most delicious, most favorite food in Bangladesh. You can ask about his food habits, etc. Then he will also ask about your food habits. Okay, what kinds of food are served in Pakistan? In this way, you will be able to enhance more conversation. You can also ask him about his dressing, his cultural dressing. Okay, what kinds of cultural dresses they use in their own country. He will also ask about your cultural dresses. In this way, you will prolong your conversation and you will be more confident. The thing is that if you feel hesitation, you don't have to feel hesitation. You can also ask about his tours.